Alright, let's look at this thing real quick. This is the standard arrival mode. That's the cape that comes with the Batman Returns Batman. Now I have already loosened the head and the cowl and done some work underneath. So let's look at what I've done. I'll pop this head off and I'll pop the cowl. And we'll take this dreadful thing and we will toss it aside like so much scrap. Okay, let me show you what I did. I removed the cowl piece that has a lock right here. See it? And you've got a hole, a matching hole that the lock goes into, and it sits beautifully back on the shoulder. Beautifully. The head, which I call the bottle cap, because it's just a round, open, it's hollow, goes into the hole, and if you press it down, it goes down into the hollow and over a ridged piece and fits and seats perfectly. You can see it. It sits beautifully. There is a seam line, but it is not horrific. It's not terrible. Now I've done a little bit of work on this. I've made this where it's not so shiny, and it matches this vinyl here. And to be honest with you, the figure is not too glossy, so I'm probably not going to do a whole lot with it. It looks a lot like the finish on the costume in the movie. It's got a slight sheen. If I do spray it, it'll just be to match the cape to come. So let me do that. Let me show you an amazing transformation. This cape was made for me by eBay seller Batgirl31. Now there are plenty of other customizers out there that make capes, and they are very good. And I've bought several. OT Customs comes to mind, and there are others. But this one, you notice the hole in it, and you notice the continuous wire. It has a continuous wire from one end of the cape to the other tip. It's based more or less on the Batman 89 cape, more or less. And I cut the hole. I asked her to not cut the hole for the head for me. So let's do some cool stuff here. This is just test fitting. Now I dremeled this. There's a groove there already that the wire fits in. I dremeled it a little larger. If you can see, it's a bigger channel because the wire that she adds to it is a little stronger. Interesting points. There's a corner here and a corner here, and they correspond to this piece that sticks way out. When this plug is in there, the cape has no choice but to wrap around it, and it will point straight down like it's supposed to. If you pull it, you will notice it pulls straight down. It stays in the trench, which is now level with the front of the cowl piece. See that? And you can see my opening. Now I'll have to kind of work with it before I ever set this, and I may or may not glue it for several reasons. Let's see. See, it's kind of hard to see here. All right. You press this down like you did before, and it locks all this assembly in place. Now, it will hold that cape in place. See that? But you see how the cape hangs now. It can dangle in front of the man. See this? Now that's more of what I would call the Batman Returns look. It's a nice pleather cape that replaces the piece of crap that came with it. And in case you're noticing, yes, I did sharpen the ears. I trimmed them with a razor knife and sanded them very carefully with a a sanding pad, a fine sanding pad. I sanded very carefully the edges until it was nice and sharp, not too thin, and cleaned it up. And I did I sprayed it. I didn't have to paint it. It was really nice plastic, ABS or PVC. I'm not sure which one, but it really did well. Now these guys here stick up. You can heat them and keep pushing them down, but here's something I'll do before I'm through with the figure. Once I set this, when I do my final work and I set this piece will have some glue down aspect to it, and I will put a drop of glue under each one of these points and press them down to the cape, each one. And I'll make sure it's good, clean spread between each one, because you want them flush. You want it as flush to that cape as you can get it. Once that sets, it'll actually kind of pull the cape up a little bit, but I'm going to work those points where they bend down a little, and it'll help that look. You do that by heating it, putting in hot water. It's some work that you do. Also, another little thing I might mention, the emblem itself is actually rather shiny. I'm going to turn an overhead light on. It's going to make this really hot. Now watch it'll go nuclear for a second. But you see it's shinier. And the rim of that is shiny. This whole area is shiny. Actually, the yellow is too. But all I'm going to do is just kind of hit it on the bat and the rim. The rest of him looks really good. The cape looks excellently matched color-wise. It's got a nice dark gray aspect. Already, it looks like the Batman Returns Batman. I mean, it's phenomenal how much better it looks. Just not even set, not even set. So this is what I'm going to do with mine before I'm through. I'll have a cape that spreads wide. It'll spread wide. It'll be a big full cape. It will drape extremely well all the way around. There'll be plenty of loose for maneuvering. It's a big cape. It's not this thing that doesn't spread any wider than that. That's it. It's as wide as it'll go. And this terrible cut. If it went straight either side, it would have been maybe a keeper. It's a little shiny though, a little shiny. The back side's better than the front side. If you don't do anything, well, I was going to say you could flip it, but to be honest with you, that terrible seam. So forget what I just said. Find a second market cape. Just find a secondary market cape. And that's it. That's all I'm going to show you right now. This is the Batman Upgrade 1.0. And you can see what it looks like. How beautiful that cape makes it just on a fitting. Okay? Just on a fitting. I will be back with this guy, and he will be with the Batman Returns group. He will be completed. Any of my adjustments to Catwoman and Max Schreck will be completed. You've already seen my Penguin. And we will be done with the Batman Returns set, at least for now. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you've learned something or you've gotten something out of it. Please take my suggestion, get a secondary market cape. There'll be a link to Batgirl 31. She now knows what making a cape for the Batman Returns figure is. So she has a pattern and an idea. I will have sent her pictures and my response to it. So feel free to order from her. Her capes patterns will be prepared and ready to take your orders. So I would do that. I make no money from her. I make no money. I make no gratuity. I make no tip. I got a couple of dollars off the cost of my cape. I don't want any money from her. That's how she makes her living. I want her cape. I'll pay for every cape I buy from her. But I'm by golly going to send you to her or someone who's done the job. And if you go to another customizer, just make sure it's a full cape with points that go to the ground and makes him look like the Batman in Batman Returns. And because it's practically there. And if nothing else, hide those shin guards and you'll be even happier. But we're good to go. That's it. If you like this, please like, subscribe if you have not subscribed to me, ask questions if you have questions. I can only demo what I can at a time, like I did. I can't show you me dremeling. I can't show you the removal of the cowl. The only thing I would suggest about that is put some hot water in a cup that's wide enough to take the upper body and heat the head, pull the head off, stick the entire upper body to about this point in the hot water. Oh, pull the arms off. You can pop the arms and that little butterfly joint out, and then just submerge this whole upper piece here. You'll have to start in the back and cut a couple of little notches and peel it forward, and you'll have to work on this plug. You see how big that plug is. You see how big it is. So you've got to work on that. But I did, and it came out, and it works for you on this downturn of the cape. It holds it in place. So, I got to get it all perfect. Yeah, that's what I mean. That's why it's hard to do one-handed. You'll get it. You'll get it. Just get that thing off of there. Get that old cape off of there now, and get you a better cape. And we'll talk next video. Y'all take care.